Hi, Jenni Stone here from HR Shield with your HR Rescue. Each day we get hundreds of questions from our clients and other small and mid-sized business owners about some of the most common HR issues. We figured if they have those questions, you might too. So let's provide a lifeline and share our answers to some of the most common scenarios. Sometimes as a result of change in job duties, an employer may have to reclassify an exempt employee as non-exempt and restructure his or her compensation plan. Communicating a change in status to an employee is a delicate matter. Such a change may impact significant areas of an employee's life, including compensation, work schedule, flexibility, work routine, job duties, and self-esteem. It's important to communicate a change in exemption status face-to-face and to be clear, firm, and diplomatic. The following steps may be used to communicate a change in FLSA exemption status to an employee. Step 1. Explain why the change is occurring. Explain to a newly non-exempt employee that the change in his or her status is a result of changes in job duties. Reassure the employee that a change in status is not his or her fault. Step 2. Discuss the meaning of the change in status. Discuss what a change in status means using plain, non-legal terminology. For example, explain that the change in status means that the employee is now eligible to receive overtime pay. Step 3. Apprise the employee of changes in compensation. Apprise the employee of any specific changes in the amount or method of his or her compensation, such as that his or her basis of pay is being changed from salary to an hourly rate. Also reassure the employee that the change does not reduce the amount of the employee's total weekly pay, if that's true. Step 4. Inform the employee of changes in position. Inform the employee of any change in his or her title or job responsibilities, and provide reassurance that the changes are being implemented solely for business reasons. Step 5. Provide reassurance regarding perceived changes in status, position, or value to the company. An employee may perceive a change to non-exempt as a demotion or an indication that he or she has lost status or value to the employer. Changes in work flexibility and the requirement to track hours worked can exacerbate this perception. To ease any negative impact on newly non-exempt employee self-esteem, reassure the employee that he or she remains a valued member of the company and stress that changes are not intended to impact the employee's status, seniority, or place in the organization. Step 6. Advise the employee about responsibility to report hours. Because a newly non-exempt employee is probably not used to keeping track of his or her hours worked, advise the employee of the new responsibility to accurately report the number of hours worked each day and the methods that may be used for tracking. Step 7. Familiarize the employee with the payroll process. Explain the company's payroll process and system to the employee and review any relevant documents. Step 8. Discuss any limits on hours worked and overtime. Discuss the company's general policies and procedures on hours worked and overtime, as well as any specific limitations applicable to the employee. Step 9. Explain issues regarding off-duty work hours, work flexibility, and telecommuting. Explain any limitations on the employee's work flexibility or ability to work from home or during off-duty hours, as the employee may be accustomed to a high level of work flexibility and may take days off or work at home on the weekends regardless of the number of hours he or she worked that week. Step 10. Implement policies affecting a newly non-exempt employee. A previously exempt employee may not be familiar with some of the policies affecting non-exempt employees. For example, he or she may be used to answering emails and work calls while off-duty. Accordingly, implement policies about off-duty work if the employee uses company devices, such as cell phones, email, and remote computer system, or otherwise performs work after hours. Step 11. Providing details about the upcoming training. Because the employee may be anxious about new policies and procedures, new routines and limitations on flexibility, and work hours, reassure the employee that he or she will receive training regarding all of these issues. If possible, inform the employee of the date and time of the training. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can always email us for more information at support@hr-shield.com or enable our Alexa skill and ask your questions there. Just say, "Alexa," Enable HR Shield.